Hello, CGP here. Welcome back to episode 5, and this time we're going to go through config and how to create them and make them useful. So, again, we're back with this project. We will do some cleaning up though, because this is kind of not useful anymore, most of it. Or, you know what, maybe we'll just keep it for now. We'll see. What we will do first is make it so it can read the config and then save to the config, and then how to get info from the config. So what we'll do is, once the plugin gets enabled, we want to get everything that's inside the config. The way we do this is we do save default config. Just like that. And we save it, and that's it. Now it would grab any config that's inside the jar file. At the moment we don't have any config, so we will add that right now. Remember to call it config.yml, and it should open up something like this. Well, if you have Notepad++ installed, then have to open up YMLs with that. What I would like you to do, like, just type something here. What I'm gonna do is something like, you know, we did the drop thing earlier. Why not drop 0? And we can also use comments. Now there is one problem that we'll go through once we get there with comments. I will explain it once we get there. How many items players have dropped? There you go. Now this won't do anything, it's just for people that edit the config to see this. Bukkit won't see it at all. It only sees that drop 0. So remember, I'm gonna show what happens if you don't reload this. If you try to export it, you get an error like this, that it failed to create it. So again, if you get that error, you should just reload, or reload the whole thing. There you go. Now all that this will do is, you see here that it's have nothing inside. It just have the plugins inside. What will happen is it will copy this file into a folder with the plugin's name. Now we'll try. Let's see what happens. Today is what happens at all. And there we go. That's a plugin from YouTube. That's the plugin name. And here I have it. Exactly what we had. Great. Now, what we'll do is make it so we can read for that number. You know, I will add another one just because that's. We'll add OP every player. Sure. OP player. True. Now we can have booleans and integers and strings inside the config. We would need to tell Bukkit if it's a string or an integer or a boolean. But if you do it correctly, there won't be any problems. But yes, you can use every. It needs to be the right one. So OP player, yes. If this is true, then OP every player that joins. That's what we're going to use this for. What we can do is get the config. What we're going to do is just do get if get config. This will get the config file. Dot get since this is a boolean that we don't get, we're gonna do get boolean. Now, what we call our boolean is OP player, wasn't it? Let's check. OP player, yes. Now this will, we can do something like true, like that. But since it defaults to true, then we'll just do that. Boolean is very easy to work with. There we go. So if that config says that OP player equals true, then it will go through this process. If not, then we're going to skip it. Now, remember, we need to reload this because we did changes to it, and then we can export it again. Now I'll just delete this folder for just. Oh, yeah, we already have the server. Reload. The new config is here, and we can join the server to try. It says you're already OP. That's all we have at the moment. Oh. See, it tries to open me. What we'll do is we can now change this config which we have created and say false. If we then reload, disconnect and connect again, it doesn't try to up us anymore because we disabled it in the config that we created. Now, here's once it gets a bit odd. I'm still unsure of 100% how this works. That's why I use SQL to save this part. But yeah, I'll get to that explanation very soon. What we'll do is make it so every time I play a drop. How did I have this system? Again, it's been a while. Sorry. Yeah, it just counts. Okay. We'll have public variable, public int dropped items equals 0. What we'll do is once the plugin loads, it gets the config and puts the value inside here. So we'll do dropped items equals get config get integer, and then we called it drop. There we go. And we can, you know what, we're gonna do this as well. Out dropped items. Oh. I thought I was wrong. There we go. Drops, sure. We'll do that. So it will give us the value. This is just for trying to see if this works. This should return 0 inside our console. Drop 0. If we do drops 20, reload, drops 20. Now this value here is 20, what we try to ask for it, since we set it to the value inside our config. Now what we can do is drops item dropped. Instead of using the item, hold on. Why don't we just? Wow, I'm sorry. We should just use this instead, and then do that. Don't need this. Okay. So now, once we try, we will start at 20. 21, 22, 23. Now it doesn't save, so if you reload it will still be a 20. But 1, 2. So you want to save this. So the way we do this is every time the server gets turned off, we save the config. Save config, just like that. Now this, we haven't set it up so it puts the value, this value, into the config. The way we're gonna do this is, before we save the config, we're gonna do get config, dot set, and this is how we can set stuff. So we can do drop, we're gonna set it to our items dropped value, and then we save it. Now this is where the problem occurs. We'll see. We have this, it looks perfect, we have the comment and everything. What will happen now is we reload, and yeah, it keeps on counting, 7. We reload, it keeps on counting, it remembers. But if we look inside the config now, it have removed all of the comments, because Bukkit doesn't really see the comments. There is ways to fix this, but then you'd need to go through this part where you need to make your own config kind of setup, or what you could do is just use MySQL or like another way of saving the data. But now it should work just fine, as you can see. A lot of like plugins like Essentials use their own config file. You've probably seen it where there is group config and other configs like that, because it saves to it. And there is ways to get so it writes the config like the comments, but then you'd need to make your own file management system. So yeah, it's a big pain. You should, if you have the option to use SQL, definitely do it. If you're not sure how to do it with the SQL, then stick around to the next episode, because I'll go through that time. In that video, as well as I am sorry for the layout of the videos. I don't know what happened, but YouTube just dropped up. It apparently did episode 3 first, episode 2, and then 1, and then 4. Yeah, I uploaded all of the videos at the same time, but episode 1 did technically get uploaded first. I saw it happening, so I don't know what happened, but whatever. So yeah, I'll go to SQL next. If you don't want to see that, then skip that. And I'll probably go through more like world stuff, I guess. Or I'll see what I go through. Just look for the title, I guess. You'll see it once I upload it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope this explains how you make a config file. If there is any questions, just leave a comment. And this is HB signing out.